Good morning, Upper School. Welcome to the senior speeches for the class of 2022. We ask that you please silence your cell phones before the event speakers. Our first speaker today is Keith Brown. Keith will be introduced by Ms. Scharfenberger.
It is my pleasure and honor to introduce Keith Brown. I have known Keith since the summer before his freshman year when I did his schedule. I knew from the moment I met him that he was and one of a kind. For those of you that know Keith, nothing I say about him will come as a surprise. He is truly unique and possesses qualities that make him stand out amongst his peers and, frankly, most adults. Keith doesn't know this, but I wish I was more like him in a multitude of ways. He is one of the most level-headed people I have ever met in my life. In the classroom, in life, or on the court, Keith has always managed to maintain his calm and cool demeanor, and he stays steady. Not only do I admire this quality, I actually try to emulate it most of the time, which makes me hold him in even higher esteem. I also want to recognize something that might go unnoticed by most. Keith has the ability to put his nose down and just get the job done. Whatever you ask of him, he just does the work. There aren't audible gasps, complaints, or negotiations as we find with most of our students. His unusual capacity to drown the noise out, in the zone, and work is truly special. Keith, I want you to know that that quality will get you far in life. Undoubtedly, you will do amazing things with your unabashed work ethic, steadfast determination, and collective nature. And if you ever find yourself in a place of self-doubt, just know that there are people out there, namely me, who are actually trying to be a little less erratic Scharfenberger and more like the steady ship that is Keith Brown. Now, please put your hand up and welcome Keith Brown.
Thank you for the kind words, Ms. Scharfenberger. In a fast, technology-run world, the simple things in life are often downplayed. Everything you do with your friends, family, coaches, and teachers should be appreciated. Life is extremely short. There are no promises that everyday conversations are always going to be guaranteed. My grandparents raised me to be a handsome, athletic, kind, respectful, responsible, relentless, courageous. No, I'm joking. But in all honesty, my grandparents raised me to be someone who values knowledge and dedication. Knowledge is what will get you wherever you want to go in life. And as my grandma always says, knowledge is the one thing that no one can take away from you. Dedication means I put my best foot forward with anything I put my mind to and never quit. Since my grandparents raised me, they were always my mother and father figure. They embody so many traits that I praise. My grandma, being the first person in my family to go to college, is intelligent, kind, and unselfish. And I thank her for successfully instilling me as she raised me. My grandpa is where I get my toughness from. This world has become far from peaceful, so if you don't have any toughness, you will see your goals quickly become unattainable. He's taught me that as a man, you do anything in the world for your family, friends, and especially your wife. He's also the funniest person I know, so it's probably why I'm always laughing or making some joke with my friends. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't miss the days when I was younger and always around you too. Those days seem to have gone by so fast without me truly getting to fully appreciate them. Now, because I am no longer living with them anymore and my responsibilities with school and basketball, I'd consider myself lucky to be able to see them 3 times in 1 week. Our phone calls during the week are always consistent, but it's not the same as experiencing my grandpa's continuous jokes or my grandma's never-ending laugh in person. As the clock ticks and I come closer to turning 18 on February 12th, the only thing I want to do for my birthday is go to my grandparents' house, have them make me one of my favorite meals, and watch some football together just like we do every time I'm there. The stories, memories, and life lessons I've gained from these simple days will be with me forever. To make the simple days worthwhile, living in the moment is essential. In my opinion, the best way to do this is not let something that you can't control dictate your emotions or your energy. My peers have questioned how I'm able to laugh and smile so much, but that is the reason. I've fully bought into this way of life. When something in my life doesn't go as planned, I ask myself two questions. Did I do everything in my power to get the result that I planned on? And did this unwanted result happen because of something that was out of my control? If the answer to both of these questions are yes, then I am satisfied with myself. Some people aren't able to live in the moment for two reasons. Either they can't forgive themselves for something they did poorly on, or they're dwelling on something that wasn't their fault. To these people, I would say one thing. No one in the world is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but you can't curl up in a shell and hide from those mistakes. You have to look at them as learning experiences instead of losses. Now, in the present, the only thing that you can control is how you react to that learning experience you're blessed with. Beating yourself up about something that has do you any justice. To the ones dwelling on things that weren't because of them. You can do all the good in the world, but misfortune will always find you. It's messed up, but it's just life. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you will only focus on things that you can control, which is what's best in a world full of uncertainty. On January 8th, my team's first and only Regional All-A game of this season was played without me and several other significant players due to COVID protocol. Realistically, the All-A games are the most important games of the season because we have a chance to show that we are the best small school team in the state. Whatever team wins their region tournament gets to go play at Eastern University to play the other schools that won their region. I remember winning the All-A region tournament my sophomore year and going to EKU. Yes, we beat KCD to get there, but that game didn't compare to being able to play on a college court with all my friends cheering me on in the stands. Even though I've only played one game in that gym, it will always be a special memory for me. Since I appreciated the small things like the ride to EKU with my teammates and the stop at Zaxby's before the game, I was able to make this a cherished memory. When I got the message that our team lost the game on January 8th, it was a hard pill to swallow, to say the least. It didn't really sink in until the next day that I will never be able to experience the feeling of playing at EKU for the All-A tournament again. Sulking around about a game that I had zero control over since I was at home, I went to practice with the intent to push myself and my teammates even harder. I could have let myself get lost in negative emotions because of something I couldn't control and miss out on the simple things that the following week brought, but I didn't. Even though my peers see me as a wise person, there was a time in my life when I thought more about the past and future than living in the present. During this time, I also found it hard to not think about things that I couldn't control. I could sit here and tell you guys how I was able to get out of thinking like this, but it wouldn't do anyone any service since everyone and their story is different. The only thing I can say is that all great things come with a price. If you think anything I've said today will help you endure a better experience with life, then take that advice and apply it to your life. It won't be easy, but just know that there's always sunshine after it storms, if you know what I mean. This speech would be incomplete without acknowledging a few of my friends who have made it all possible to create such beautiful memories during my time at Collegiate. I know that I have built lifelong relationships here that will stick with me for the rest of my life. If I need anything, I know Aidan will be there. I know Eku will be there. I know Loon will be there. I know Parker will be there. I know Tommy will be there. I know Gracie will be there. And if he's not in the middle of a Fortnite game, I know Maddox will be there. Obviously, this statement is vice versa. This small list of people doesn't even scratch the surface of all my friends that I am grateful for at this school. To all my friends, teachers, coaches, and tutors at this school, I hope that I brought as much light into your life as you did mine, truly. To the lost freshmen, know-it-all sophomores, and soon-to-be stressed with college juniors, In the end, when you're on your deathbed, the only thing you're going to have are memories. So make the best of them. Thank you.
Our second speaker today is Alice Lacoco. Alice will be introduced by her sisters, Claire and Layla.
Alice is well known for her random spurts of energy. She is so bad at standing in one place for a long time, and there's never a dull moment when we are with her.
Let me give you an example. It was almost midnight, pouring rain outside during a vacation in Florida. Alice pulls me over and begged me to complete the partially long walk all the way to the beach. We might have been soaking wet and crazy, but I love this memory, and it wouldn't have happened without our constant need for excitement.
We have one rule in our family for ski trips. This is never follow Alice. This is because she is always looking for fun new runs through trees or down different paths. The issue with this is we either end up at a cliff, dead end, or someplace rocky. I have been caught right behind her almost every time, but we always find some way out, like sliding on our butts, having to walk back up, or even being carried down by a stretcher.
Alice knows how to come up with the most random things to do at the most random times, but they're the things that make life more interesting.
So here is what she forced us to say.
The coolest,
Funniest,
best person ever,
our sister Alice Lacoco.
One second. Okay. I have a famous catchphrase. It is nothing of value or importance. However, it seems to always slip from my lips in situations of inactivity. I can't pinpoint whether it's my ADHD or my constant craving for adventure, but I'm incapable of allowing myself to live a monotonous, drab lifestyle. This initiated my habit of constantly communicating my boredom through a simple phrase. Let's do something fun. That's it, 4 words, 1 meaning. Let me put this in perspective. You're sitting in your room, surrounded by your friends, just hanging out. This may seem like a great activity to some, but if I spend more than 30 minutes like that, my legs begin to bounce and my fingers twirl and fidget. At this moment, the famous line shoots out of my mouth, no thought required. Let's do something fun. This phrase tends to be followed with multiple different responses. Some groan and say, "No, I'm tired," or "I don't want to," or the simple, "I want to just chill." I cannot just chill. A few will jump up and join me with a "Yes, let's go. That's such a great idea." But the most dreaded response is when I'm asked, "But what do you want to do?" There's pretty much nothing worse. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm horrible about making decisions. This factor of my personality brings me to the real topic of my speech. Of all the many lessons I have learned, the one I constantly think of is how fast time flies by, and making the most of every second is so important. Meaningless artificial distractions have taken over our everyday lives, and without even realizing it, we're missing out on real-life experiences. I mean, how many times can a person scroll through TikTok videos with the exact same sound on repeat before losing their mind? My 4-worded phrase has granted me an escape from this repetitive cycle, and I've had some of the most memorable moments as a result. Let's do something fun. On a chilly Friday night in the middle of winter, I was feeling spontaneous. Without having to pay, drive, or plan, I decided on my activity. Outside in the pitch black of my neighborhood, there were about 8 high school teenagers sprinting to survive while playing the children's game of hide-and-go-seek tag. My memories range from hiding in the bushes of some random neighbor's yard to listening to the rapid footsteps and yelling of someone attempting to avoid the burden of becoming it. We were having a good time and simply taking a break from the real world. This experience was in the moment and unplanned, but it's something that I will never forget. Let's do something fun, I declared to my cabin mates as we were sitting impatiently for a bugle to sound. My friend agrees, and we look for a patch of grass that looks like it has the least amount of sticks. She stands across from me with an evil grin across her face and only one sock partially on her foot. Let me introduce, to those of you that don't know, sock fights. The only real objective of this game is to simply be the one who retrieves the sock off the other person's foot. This may seem like quite an easy task, however, with the competitive people, it can become a pro wrestling match. And I love reminiscing on both the laughter and the tears that erupted from this activity. Let's do something fun, I texted in a group chat as I was thinking about the upcoming weekend. Once the day arrived, we had a plan. I was behind the wheel of a boat on the Ohio River and was swerving from side to side in the hopes of knocking my 5 friends off a hot dog-shaped tube trailing behind me. I'm so grateful for my memories of screaming lyrics to music while going full speed on the boat, flying into the air on the tube after hitting a wave, and all the smiles as we cruised down the river, wind tangling our hair. Let's do something fun, I said, standing in my kitchen along with my friends, as we soon found ourselves turning up the music on my large speaker and connecting the microphone. From slow songs to fast songs, we blasted the music and sang until our voices were raspy. We almost perfected the Bella's Finals dance, yes, from Pitch Perfect, and we put on a concert when our cued songs came up. This was one of the most fun, random things in my memories. Let's do something fun, I told my friend on the 4th of July when we couldn't figure out what to do. A minute of brainstorming and I was met with the most brilliant idea. To bring my little sister's inflatable gymnastics mat outside, as well as a bottle of Dawn dish soap and a water hose. I bet you can only imagine what this activity was. We invited a group of people and commenced our day with multiple rounds of slip and slide races and who can stay on the mat the longest type of games. This was yet another notable event to hold on to. The phrase, "let's do something fun," has added value to my life and created unforgettable memories that will stay with me forever. I was at the point of looking up fun things to do when you were bored on the internet way too many times. But these experiences have forced me to be more creative with the little moments of my life because every second counts. I'm living for the long car rides, the concerts, shopping trips, paint twister, dressing up, skiing, sports games, kayaking, axe throwing, sailing, bonfires, hot tubs, workouts, baking, stargazing, vacations, biking, and so many more. These past 4 years have been full of impulsive and adventurous and spontaneous and random and overall fun moments, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to create these memories with so many people. I would like to say thank you to all the people who have helped me create these memories, and thank you to everyone who has helped me get to where I am now. And also a happy 18th birthday to my best friend, Nina Coombs. Thank you.
Our third speaker today is Aidan White. Aidan will be introduced by varsity basketball assistant coach, Mr. Brooks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the list of all the fun stuff. So, when Aidan asked me if I would do this introduction for him for the senior speech, I was honored, but I was also concerned. This is, after all, a homework assignment. And as Aidan's basketball coach for the past 3 years, I've had the pleasure of watching him mature from a churlish sophomore to a grateful, resilient, intentional, trustworthy teammate, and a leader of his peers, who's always late. Aidan has an uncanny ability to be late. So when I saw the text, "Coach, you got 2 minutes?" I thought, well, that's pretty specific. I thought, call or text? Call. I want you to introduce me for my senior speech. It's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal, but we can knock out this important discussion in 2 minutes. If you know him, then you know. That's so Aidan. So I knew Aidan is on a short time list, so that means I'm on a short timeline. So I knew I'm gonna have to go in. He gave me 2 days to think and a word count limit that I couldn't possibly manage and said, Coach, you do you. So here goes. What Aidan lacks in punctuality, he more than makes up for in empathy, competitive character, and there's nothing he wouldn't do for his teammates. And his candor provides a refreshing and genuine anchor for our team culture. Aidan is the toughest player on our team, and he has a tender and precious heart. He has an earnest desire to matter and to make a difference in his community. You absolutely do, and I have no doubt that you will. Everyone, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to the rarely punctual, but always endearing, Aidan White.
Yeah, it's right here. Okay. Good morning. As the great Audrey Graham once said, all the things I've done up until right now, I need 1,000 pages just to write it down. I, Aidan White, I too need 1,000 pages just to write it down, but I digress. I need 1,000 pages because I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from my family, my friends, the collegiate community, and the lessons life has taught me and continues to teach me. I value these lessons and I value the people that taught them to me. I would like to thank all of you for being a part of my 1,000 pages. My past and present are both times I cherish. I feel that it is only right to include in my 1,000 pages those who have lifted me to be here today. However, I don't have 1,000 pages, so I will do my best to fill you in. The first person in my 1,000 pages and the first person in my life is my mother. This is the person that is my why. She is why I wake up, why I work hard in the classroom, and why I work hard on the court. Everything I do is to make her proud. I wear the number 2 on my jersey because that is where it all started. Just the 2 of us in that little apartment with nothing, just us. I could tell you the things she's done for me, like going to bed without eating just so I could eat, or saying I was 8 when I was really 5 to play in youth basketball leagues. But that wouldn't do her enough justice. With every scar I made and any lesson I've learned, you've always taught me that I will grow back tougher. Thank you for raising me and lifting me up to be the young man I am today. All the things you've done up until right now will never be forgotten. I've had a lot of hardships in my life, and so have many of you. One we all share is what it brings to our lives. When COVID first hit and the lockdown had begun, I was living with my granny, and to our surprise, I would continue to live there throughout the lockdown. Not many people can make a global pandemic a good time, but in my experience, my granny did. Granny, thank you. I'm so fortunate to have done life with you. Thank you for sharing the good times and the hard ones. You are my light, and my 1,000 pages are nothing without your touch. You are the wisest and most beautiful soul I have ever been in contact with, and I know that I will always be with you. I have many close friends, but none of them are closer to me than my best friend, my point guard, and my brother, Keith Brown. When I think about Keith, I think about all the people and good memories we shared over the years with those we now call our brothers. Keith, who would have thought my freshman self, staggering at 5'7", 90 pounds, and your 5'9", freakishly strong self would make it to senior year like this, still balling out together, picking the school of our choice on scholarship for basketball and academics. Thank you to my twin, but we do not look alike. We have been through so much together, and nobody could make me a better person than you. We have lived together and almost lost our lives together. There's nobody I would rather share the stage with. My advice to all you out there is find a friend like Keith. Don't let go, because they will make your 1,000 pages a whole lot better. In my 1,000 pages, there are people, places, and memories that mean the world to me. If I had to choose one place to write about, it would be Louisville Collegiate School. From friends, coaches, teachers, and anyone that walks through the doors each morning, every one of those people have made me a better athlete, student, friend, but most importantly, a better person. As a freshman sitting in those chairs, I never thought I would be thanking anyone for teaching me respect, honor, responsibility, and compassion, but I am. To the collegiate community and to all of you listening, thank you. You've made a difference in my life in more ways than I can comprehend as a senior in high school. I know that because of these people in this auditorium and the people walking the halls, I'm set for success in all that I do. Through the successes, the mistakes, and through the wins and losses, the growth you helped me make is something I will never forget. From little Sosa and Loon to Coach Brooks, Scharf, and Kier, thank you. With my 1,000 pages coming to a close, I can't help to think about how I will have thousands and thousands of more pages to write. I know that these are my 1,000 pages, but they are truly more than just mine. I encourage everyone here to think about at least 2 things before you end your day. Number 1, what places, people, and memories would you put in your 1,000 pages? And number 2, you have 4,000 weeks to live, so make your 1,000 pages yours. Thank you.
Let's give one warm round of applause for all of our speakers. Beautiful job, seniors. Upper School, have a great day. Thank you.